And then there's this other energy of like, while I was going through this, I know some people were just like so pleased that I was begging for help and no one was helping me, that I was going through all this agony and like posting my agony. There are people online who only like find pleasure in engaging with the negativity of the people they dislike. And I said briefly that I hope that the people who did this to me experienced that same type of silent suffering, but now that I think about it, they probably experience it all the fucking time. And the reason why they're so abusive is they want other people to feel this pain that they can't express. And so the only way that they feel like they can feel emotionally satisfied is by making sure as many people as possible feel that agony. So I don't know if I really want people to feel the agony. I just want them to stop that shit. And it's like, I'm trying to figure out how to, cut the head off of that beast. And I know that it comes from like structural stuff on from one level, but on another level, I do know that there is like an organized element to this. And it's not like I have, the tools to dismantle an entire I don't have the tools to I'm just kidding, Chad. I definitely have the tools. Let me stop playing. But let me keep it cute. Let me keep it cute. Let me keep it cute. I have the tools. Sorry, I'm not trying to get sued. This is for entertainment purposes. So like hypothetically if somebody were to kind of like remove the food source from this weird remove the energy source from this weird ass group, bro. Maybe that would begin to start like pulling Jenga blocks of like stability from organizations and from peoples and from pillars whose main purpose is to see dysfunction, confusion, and chaos for the sole purpose of aggrandizement. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. And I know that like it's very easy to go on to TikTok and to fall into psychosis hearing about um like the Eastern stars who are doing all this shit. I don't know if that's the group that's doing it, and like definitely there are some groups that do a whole bunch of things who have names that we all know, but it's groups whose names we don't know. That Epstein shit was just like the most visible system this country has always run off of. And you see, you can't even say it on this app. That's how you know it's so fucked up. It's run off the genocide of like people. The entire economy of the United States is still slavery. It never stopped being slavery. And that's what we're seeing with AI. And so what's required is like a gutting of the fish, bro. A real rethinking of every system that we work within to see like is someone is someone's labor being completely devalued right now? Is there someone here whose only power comes from their ability to disempower? And if that's the case, why are we still valuing this system? Are there other options? Are there things we can do to shift that power dynamic? And if there are, and I can't do it, can I speak to the ways that someone else could do it? Are there little things that I could do to kind of like even just draw awareness to these systems that are, you know, like have a pile of bodies generating their GDP? And that's something that, like, I think as, Pluto and Aquarius has got us looking at this in North Node. When the North Node switches to Aquarius, oh my god. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing because I channeled something and I it's like it's so silly because it's not like completely formed, but it's like bouncing it with class consciousness, you know? Like it's gonna be like the energy. Because it's more than just like wealth disparity. The money is the um almost like the secondary symptom of like systems that are working as designed. And it's going to be this moment where people who are benefiting from those systems are no longer going to be able to benefit from those systems. And I think on those higher levels, there has to be an understanding of like what is happening on the lower levels. And what is happening on the lower levels is silent death. And it reminds me so much of the AIDS crisis. And it really bothers me that that's like even a phrase that you can't even say on TikTok without your shit getting demonetized and slowed to hell. That silence is death. If you look for a pink triangle in the stickers, there are none. And it's like, I know enough about queer history to know that the reason that the majority of our queer elders are only in their 40s is because the AIDS crisis killed the majority of them. And we only have a few figures who are like, well, now I'm saying that, but like I keep thinking that the 80s was like 40 years ago because I'm an old bitch. But you know what I mean? It's like I'm a queer elder, bro. And I don't really feel like I should be because I'm only in my 30s, but it's like is especially as a black queer person, like I just learning that statistic that the average age of a black queer person before they pass is like 32. I just learned that was fake. That's a fake statistic. And what does that mean? That a fake statistic like that is circling around, you know? And if you start to like really ask these questions, and I'm afraid that sometimes all I can really do is ask those questions and then send like healing energy work and then malevolent energy work and try to bring balance to the situation and try to do what I can as like a tarot reader and a writer and um, a tech enthusiast and a silly guy on the internet. But I think a question that you can ask yourself is, what can I do too? Or ask questions yourself, and hopefully someone who has the answers will hear you, right? Because just being quiet and hoping for the best isn't going to do shit. It really is not.